Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel once again, Strange Marvel Theories. And late last night, I had a thought, and this video is going to be about a theory that I have about uh, the some plot points or a plot point to the Avengers Doomsday film that's coming up um, in the not too distant future. Now, my theory is based on something that I was thinking of. Um, and something that I saw in the Doomsday trailer that's been verified. Um, and in the trailer, it shows Steve. The Doomsday trailer, it shows Steve, and he opens a chest, and his Captain America um, outfit is in the chest, and he's eyeing it, and he apparently closes the chest. He looks at it, closes the chest, and then goes back to it, opens the chest again, and regards it again with a kind of a concerned look, I would say. And I had a thought about that. Now, um, based on past movies like Endgame and things like that, and Civil War, I had a thought. Maybe Steve, in trying to make things right, everybody was trying to make things right with what happened with Thanos and the snap and things like that. I think Steve went one further, and he might have made a mistake. Actually, he did make a mistake. If this theory is correct, um, what if Steve went back in time, or something of the something of that, like a variation of it? Maybe Steve ended up sending a message or going back in time to warn Howard, um, or save Howard and Maria from dying, and rectifying the situation where Tony and Steve are at odds. And like what happened, Tony basically believed that Steve was untrue and he was a liar for withholding the information that Bucky had killed his parents. And then the mistrust carried over from Civil War all the way to um, Endgame. So, like I said, maybe Steve did something, relayed a message, or he went back and he warned Howard uh, or did something to prevent Howard and Maria's death, and therefore Howard is still alive. And as we know, Howard and Tony didn't have a great relationship. So therefore, if Howard's alive, he grows, he gets to become an adult. Tony becomes an adult um, with Howard in his life, and they butt heads, and maybe that is the driving force that causes Tony to become Doom eventually, or a variant of Doom, or possibly influenced by Doom in a different universe, or maybe Doom comes around and influences Tony at a certain point, but nonetheless, Tony becomes Doom because of Steve saving Tony's father, Howard, and Howard basically doesn't treat Tony very well. So Tony ends up becoming a villain, or is influenced to become a villain by his father through his father's actions and words, because of him having an obsession with Captain America, because of Howard having an obsession with Captain America. and that basically makes Tony jealous, or drives a wedge. So Tony ends up going the villain route instead of becoming the hero. Um, and I'm going to have to think about this further. But in a nutshell, I think that Steve has done something to warn Howard and Maria, or prevented their death, and it affects Tony's life in a negative way, and he becomes doomed. And that is pretty much what I have for now. And once again, if you like my videos, hit like, subscribe, and share. And I will talk to you all later.